corruption at 100%. All reactor core safeguards are now non-functional. Reactor explodes in 4 minutes.
Get it up in 5.
Explosion imminent. Evacuate the facility immediately. Warning. Reactor core is at critical.
Ow. What happened? Oh, my aching. Everything hurts. Oh, my aching. Where am I? What a nightmare. Well, anyways, hello everybody, ALLOS here, also in Sketching Creations, and today we're back in Half-Life 2 / Gary's Mod once more to showcase a new, yet old map of mine. This is SCP Aperture, otherwise known as otherwise known on the Portal 2 Workshop as SCP Containment Breach version 4 Omega. Now, I bet you weren't expecting this, were you? You're one of the people who've been following me that long. This is a return to an older map of mine, and more so, as a crossover between Aperture Science and the SCP Foundation. Not a team-up, but a crossover. Anyways, so we are here now, and we're in D9341 cell. Quite a familiar site. It's familiar, yet a little bit different. Obviously, some of the models are different. Some of the brushwork is different. There are a lot of things that will be different, because I've learned a lot of tricks over the years to help improve this map. Now, exactly why did I return to this map to turn it into a Gmod roleplay map? I have no idea, really. But still, it's here now, and now I'm making the video talking about it, so let's just get to it. So, one thing that's new in this revival of the maps is custom documents. You see, in the original map, there weren't very many documents at all, and they were only like the stock Portal 2 paper files, which was not very many of them. So for here, in the new map, I went to the trouble of making custom models for the new documents, and you can find a whole bunch of them. There are 19 defined in the main maps here, so let's read the first one. SCP Aperture, Secure, Contain, Protect. Orientation leaflet for the new testing track. Greetings, test subject. I, Cave Johnson, or another testing associate given adequate authority in the event of potentially apocalyptic circumstances, and welcoming you to a new type of test, only made possible by our recent discovery of the multiverse. Nudge, nudge. Your personal history as a test subject here at Aperture has been reviewed, and your results have elected you as a prime testing subject for this new science. Now keep in mind that, while participating in these new tests, you will receive a new designation that our lab boys will be referring to you as in the duration. So please keep in mind that your new title is D9341. Now you might be asking yourself, Cave, will I be gaining any extra compensation for participating in these new tests? Well, test subject, the answer is yes. You will be eligible for up to 2 extra compensation vouchers, which, as you've been informed before, are each worth up to $60 worth of merchandise from the Aperture Science gift shop. If you complete enough of these tests, we'll send you back to the regular testing chambers. Chariots. So let's go to a cave right in that document. That's a nice start. So here's a D-class cell. The beds are the same. Mostly the bed and table. It's not the most ideal bed in general. It was meant to match the original aesthetic of the game. SCP Containment just changed a lot since I made that old map. It's changed a whole lot. There's also that whole Unity remake and everything. It's crazy. Anyways, here we are in the D-class cell hallways, and already you can see some different stuff. For one, this door model. The store model is completely new, and I made it myself. It's my own 3D model. The textures are sourced from the Hammer texture browser, but otherwise the model is completely made by me. It's all new. Also new are these button pads, because in the original map it also only used the old Aperture intercom models for all the buttons, but now there's a proper button, access granted. And another new thing is that all these D-class cells can now be opened. This is all retailored as a roleplay map, so you have all your different D-class cells to put different players in. However, players that die will always respawn from D9341 cell. Just, you know. I was thinking about having you spawn in other cells as well, but no, D9341 is the OG, so you spawn in their cell. Anyways, all the cells are the same inside, just they have different numbering. It's like, why does only D9341 have the yellow numbering while everyone else is gray? I don't know, maybe favoritism. Anyways, so head down here. See, everything looks the same, but it's been touched up quite a lot with new techniques I know. It is also something new, a keycard reader. As you can see, place keycard here. That's a hint for all of you who don't get contextual clues. So now there are keycard readers proper in the map, and you can see which ones they are. I think in the original SCP game you can't really tell apart which ones are the keycard readers and which ones are those free buttons. I think they look the same, but you know, one requires keycards. So there you can see the back of the door. The back of the door is a texture for the old Aperture metal. Now this is also different. For one, I have a railing here and a ladder to allow you to go up and down in this office section peaceably. You know, roleplay potential. Also, got a new logo. Aperture Laboratories vote with the SCP Foundation logo in the middle. Nice little touch for this revival. Anyways, the other thing you may notice is different if I come up here is this pipe module. This was not here before. You may remember in the original when you come through here, off and down to the left there are two turrets talking to each other. You can see them over the railing right here. But here, there's not a railing. Basically, that's because the original map was broken up a lot, and I used world portals to connect some of the segments. But here, this new map is built with Euclidean geometry. I couldn't do any of that. There's no teleports for mainline connections. So this space is occupied by the D-class cells, and it's not empty, so I had to cover it up, so I chose this little pipe module. You can see if I go back down, see more pipes. There's all these little lights put here. This little texture strip. That's nice. So this is what the bottom of the bridge looks like now. Now you can actually see it. It's a little janky, but hey, it works. Also, ladders that you can actually climb in Half-Life 2, because I've learned from my mistakes. So yes, I will be able to climb all the ladders that you see in this video. Anyways, this is also new. Before, this led directly to 173's antechamber, but as you can see, it now leads to a Tesla gate. Yes, that can kill you. Now, why did I insert a Tesla gate here in between the D-class cells and 173's chamber? I don't know. It will kill you, though. Anyways, here we are in 173's chamber, antechamber. Yeah, another new thing. We now have proper signs to designate all the Aperture SCPs, and I took these pictures myself. So here we have 173 Peabody doing the famous 173 pose. I made that picture myself. I made that. How about that? Anyways, though, into 173's cell. Here's the antechamber, the chamber. So in here, there's now a ladder here. You don't have the repulsion gel from the vent anymore. I guess someone came by and cleaned it up. But now instead we have a ladder. How convenient. With broken railing. Over there's another document. However, I won't look at all the documents in this video. I'll just go on a scavenger hunt to find all of them. Again, there are about 19 in the regular maps. Anyways, some over here. Got the Counter-Strike potted plant now. Because the Proto 2 potted plant, while it's visually distinct, it's kind of useless execution-wise. It has no collision, and it's kind of only meant for the motel ride. So I just used the Counter-Strike potted plant. Now this console has been retconned a little bit. So before in the original, you pulled the sealed door lever to open 173's chamber door. However, instead, it now locks that door over there, which is also adding lore for as to why the door was initially locked in the original map, because this door was sealed. You couldn't fix it with the console because the console was borked. Anyways, hatch override is what opens 173's cell. And I think I did use a different noise for the chamber door there. I think because in the original map, I think I used like the vertical sliding door noise, but now it uses the silo noise from Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Also, the elevator control does not work; it's busted. But now the lock lever is actually making noise, so you actually know that you're interacting with a lever. You just can't use it. Add to the end to be thoughtful for you guys who play the original. Now you know that you're hitting lever, but it doesn't work. It is also new, though. It is a new door, and it leads to another overhead office like the other one. Now there are new rooms added to this version of the map. So this is one of the other modular rooms you can find as a Containment Breach. It's a second variation of the bridge you cross over in the intro. See where the other one where I was talking about the turrets overhead? This is a second variation, where it has a staircase right there. And not only that, but also you can go through this door. This is a completely new area. It's purely here to house this little room right here. This is the Alpha Sector Security Hub. This is your customization office for the map. So then there's another document. Here's a console right here with some stuff right here. So primary lighting, you can't use that. But the levers with the flashing lights you can't use, or at least they won't do anything. The levers with the solid lights you can use. So enable disable keycard access. That's in regards to the keycard doors. Or if you're lazy, you don't want to do the full roleplay thing, you can turn the keycard scanners off. These become regular buttons. That's why if you're too lazy to use a keycard. So we'll get to that later though, so just keep that on. There's auxiliary door control, I'll get to that later. Secondary lighting doesn't work. And this lever over here, high voltage. This lever toggles the Tesla gate over there. Because you know, in the original SCP Containment Breach, there's a mechanic where the mobile task force can radio into control to turn off the Tesla gates so they can pass through safely. So I added that in as a little thing here. And there's another door right here. This door connects to the D-Class corridor, but it needs a key card. The security is close to the D-Class storage, just because. You go through this door right here. It's one of those small testing chambers. And I'll come back, I'll talk more about this one in the proper one. So for now, let's just return to 173's chamber. Close the doors behind me. Anyways, go down to 173's chamber. You see, he's not here. It's just empty. The Containment Breach is ended. You can see all the blood splatters are still in roughly the same places, though. I try to be consistent with that. So 173 has vacated the building, it seems. He's not here. So instead, let's leave out into the other areas of the facility. The nice thing is all the lights have turned back up to full, so you can actually proper see again. It's not too dark. And here's the storage room here. Just like in the original. Here's a key card here. See, we've got a brand new model as well. Take a close look at that for you. SCP Aperture, Secure Access Key Card, Level 1 Access. And if you flip it over, if I can flip it over, coin toss here. See, if found, return to front desk. This little thing there. That's a key card right there, so I'll stick that right there for now. I'll come back to it. So we go down to this area, and this is the area where you go down to 173's most lucky there to try and kill you at the beginning of the game. And there's an intro cinematic with two personnel that get killed right here, and replicated with turrets. However, you might notice another difference here is that this door is open. Now, there was a version of SCP Containment Breach where they removed the gas mask and stuff from the upper storage room up there, and they moved it down here. So you had to brave your way through 173 to get at it. However, it is here for a different purpose, and that purpose is this. This right here is a keycard dispensary terminal. If you need more keycards, you can get them here. You can get a level 1 keycard, dispense, bam, here's our level 1 keycard. Now there is a catch though. All the other levels are locked. Now it does say here, if it's disabled, you visit the nearest security station and request reactivation. However, there are no security personnel here to allow us the code to enable it, so we only get what's available. So yeah, this is a little thing I added for multiplayer friendliness, because we have more than one person's going to need a key card, and also because it's cool. It's like I said back in my Black Mesa Let's Play, that I would make a charger-like model after liking the Black Mesa HP and Suit Charger models. Now, would I say that this fulfills that desire? I'm not entirely sure, but still, it's quite neat. Anyway, so that's the thing, though. So now there's a way for multiple players to get keycards. Also, these benches are here because they're supposed to be here. Then we come to this door, which now opens. Comes to this little stairwell area. It's a little bit janky, very plastic. This is freshly constructed. This is why there's these barricades here. This stairway was constructed not that long before the containment breach happened in the original map. And when we come up here, and now we're in the office space above where we just were. See, in the original map this was nothing, but now it's actually something. There's more office space here. It's very nice, and as well, you come over here, it is also new. A secret observation room for 173's chamber. Now, would I say this is a bad idea, having this one-way glass into 173's chamber when it's shown to be capable of breaking glass? Yeah, it's probably a bad idea, but hey, it's not my facility. Anyways, there's not much here, just another logo and a bunch of monitors. I did put an unused front monitor here. There's one here, I ended up not using it. I don't remember even gave it a name. There's a front monitor here, though. And also, there's a pool of Radical Larry's ooze here, which also has some handprints in the front of it. Now, I'll get back to that later, because that's something that's also new and rather important. But for now, just returning downwards, getting hurt.
Major fracture detected.
Yeah, no, major fracture. So now we're going to move forward. Morphine administered. So go through this hallway. There was a turret here that got killed by 173. And speaking of turrets, there are now combine turrets here, in place of the broken Aperture turrets. Why? I don't know. It was too lazy to port the actual broken turret models. It's not really worth porting them because they're so selective use. Anyways, though, come over here. Here's a dead-end gate. It's still the same. But however, I retooled my methods for it to make it more friendly for multiplayer, because in the original map, it just played a global sound file. Now it only plays locally in this room. As you hear, it's quieter when I stand in the doorway. But if I move to the middle of the room, it gets louder. Anyways, though, there's nothing else there, though. So then, look, here we have this door as a corridor, but we need a higher level keycard. See, the keycard readers are actually real. You tap the keycard to use it. The level 1 keycard is not enough for this reader, so we need a level 2 keycard. To get one of those, we come over here, the 914's chamber. There's a sign for it right there. Very nice. Remember, 914's chamber also required a key card to open. Boop. And there you go. Get key carded, so that works proper. And here's 914 itself. It's looking a lot nicer than the original. It has like proper gears. I kind of made it nicer. And also, you can actually use the dial to change the reduction setting. Now, 914 has been retooled a little bit since the original map. In the original, you can convert key cards and a cube be found in this room. However, the cube has been removed, so it only processes key cards. So, put it in this level 1 key card, and right now it's on 1 to 1. So I process it now. Here you can see some nice effects with the rotating gears, and it has the sound effects and everything. Even has an extra sound effect for the gears. And it's finished. It's processing in 1 to 1. It's still a level 1 key card, which is not good. So what we want to do is set the dial to the fines. I'll set it to very fine. Oh, it's still very fine. Yeah, the interaction zones are a little bit wonky because they're so close together. The lever is non-solid, so you don't collide with it, but the dial is, so it's easier to interact with. For some reason, buttons being non-solid makes them harder to interact with. Anyway, so take that out. And now we have a level 2 key card. Yes, 914 can still upgrade key cards, but now, since you're able to use 914 repeatedly, because you can actually pick up and toss your key card back in, you can process it again. Let you appreciate the noises at time. Anyways, now we have the ever savored level 3 key card. However, let you know, yeah, I'll just keep it at level 3. That's all we need. You can process the key card all the way up to level 6 if you want, because I did that. And as well, it also works in reverse. If you set 914 to one of the course settings, then it will actually downgrade key cards. And there's totally nothing else you could put into 914. No siree. You certainly couldn't put yourself in or anything like that. That would be silly. Anyways, come down here to 012's chamber. It's a little bit different. So I think I moved this lever back, because like in the original map the lever's in this wall, but it was supposed to be here, so I fixed that. And then here's 012's chamber, which also is more dynamically interactable in the original. Very nice. Also, now there are turrets in here. Suspicious. Okay, there's 012 right there. I'm not going to touch it. That's dangerous stuff. I'm going to leave it be. Still, though, can still get the lovely turret opera. We don't need that though, so just close that all back up. Leave it in there. Also, I ported the Aperture, the Portal 1 keyboards for this map, because they're a lot nicer than the cruddy Portal 2 keyboards. Portal 2 has the boring, like, faded newspaper color keyboards. Nobody likes that. Hey, where did I leave my key card? Did I take it down here with me? Oh, I took it. I did not need to take the key card all the way down here with me. Okay, back in the hallway. So continue on forward. Here's this place. Here's the original small testing chamber from the original map. Here, things are a bit different. For one, the window has been repaired since 173 broke it. Who repaired it? Who knows? Anyways, here we have a lever here, and this lever will work even though it's not marked with a sprite. Pull that lever, and it opens the door, so you can come in here proper. You don't need to hop through the window. And the vents are repaired too. If you're not to hit it though, it might be a bit fragile. Anyways though, let's close it back up. And also there's a key card here now. Now this wasn't here in the original map, but I put it here for consistency with the original SCP game, because you find a level 2 key card there. Anyways, there's also this door, which if you remember the original map was important. However, things have changed since then, which we'll get back into later. Anyways, going forward, let's look at these pipes here. I think these are like the vent models in the original map. Here I used the Half-Life 2 pipe models recolored. Something like that anyways. So we're still intersection. There's still the area used in the ceiling, but the turret fell off it, has vacated the area. So I come over here to 079's chamber. There's a picture right there. So it's not hard to get a picture of 079. Anyways, boop. So now here we are in the antechamber. Now let's try to go in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's right. We turned the remote door control back on before we left the facility before. So that's back on again. We can't get back into 079's chamber. I'm sure 079 wouldn't be too partial to seeing us anyways. Maybe we'll give him a visit in a bit. Give him some time to change his mind. Or her mind. Anyways, though. Here in 372's chamber. You see here. Now, this picture does not make sense if you didn't notice 372 in the original map. 372 was the head of a Franken turret. He appeared right here. And that's the only place he ever appeared in. That's what it was. So there's his original body right there. One with another Franken turret in the background. And here's a containment chamber. Again, he has a lever and used to close the door. So you can contain someone in there. It's pretty good. Come back here. So at this level 3 keycard, it's also back. I don't need it though, because I have my own that I upgrade myself. Also, the box there is actually a box now. In the original map, which is a nondescript plastic square. That's pretty nice. Now, if we try to close 372's door, it won't work. It's broken. Now, back in the Alpha Sector control room, security hub, there was a lever marked auxiliary door control. If you turn it on, it will fix 372's door if you want that for your roleplay purposes. So you know that's a thing that exists. So that's that. You can always turn it back off if you want to deal with the broken door again. Okay, so here's the T-lock room. There's no more gas coming out of the vent. There's no more air coming out of the vent, unfortunately. But hey, at least the room still works in general. So come through here. And now this is a new area right here as well. As far as the Euclidean connections. So here's a door marked D7. If you unlock it, it's the D-class cells again. It all connects together. So yes, really, in actual spatial connections, that's where all that connects. See here, there's the Alpha Security Hub right there. So yeah, it's weird. Building this map in actual Euclidean space makes it weird to realize where everything actually is in relation to each other. It's like, in the original map, this door just led you straight to the first security checkpoint, but now it leads you here, because that would clip with the D-class halls. It's weird being back in Euclidean space. Hey, I had to work with it, and I worked with it. And here's an elevator to the surface, so that's how you get your D-classes in. You take them to the elevator, you put them in their cell here. A little bit of world building lore. Or if you try to use the elevator, it's busted, you can't use it. So instead, go over this way. There's our hallway here. Pass through this hallway. And now we are actually at the first security checkpoint gate. Transitioning from the Alpha Sector to the Beta Sector. And with this comes a bit of a crux I had with the remake of this map. The fact is, I ended up having to split this map into 3 parts in order to be able to fit within the source map's budget limit. So while you can walk over here, this door is sealed. There was not a door here before, but now there is, and it's sealed. So to continue onwards, you have to move to the next map. Also for roleplay purposes, you no-clip back here. This button actually works for toggling a checkpoint without a keycard. And then here's this extra hallway right here is filler, just so you can have your proper scene building. The door in the other end doesn't go anywhere, but hey. The hall is here for your scene building purposes. Anyways though, it'll take quite a bit of time to talk about this new map, because there's two more parts to go through. So I will split this episode of the Half-Life 2 archive into 3 parts, 2 or 3 parts. So then, with that, I'll cut it off right here. You want to find the next part of this map overview, it'll be linked in the end card, which is on screen right now. So apart from that, my name is ALLOS, also Sketching Creations, and I hope to see you in the next part of this overview. Thanks for watching.